All right, everybody, we are back from vacation, back in Los Angeles, ready to get back to coverage. And I thought we'd kick it off with the final group stage game of the US Under-20s versus Cuba in the CONCACAF Under-20 Championship. This will serve as the qualification for the FIFA Under-20 World Cup in 2027, a very important event for our young players to participate in and to get some experience in. The US already has 6 points. If they could lose today against Cuba and still qualify, so long as they don't lose by +4 goals. Okay. A couple people saying the team looks terrible. Correct. This is not our under-20 team, guys. There's about 20 to 25 age eligible players missing from this team. And it's sort of a double-edged sword. You can watch it on Fox Sports 1. It's a little bit of a double-edged sword because the reason a lot of our guys are not there is because they're playing for their first teams in MLS or in Europe. So that's a good thing, right? It means, oh, they are, playing well. They are advancing in their careers, getting professional minutes, etc., etc. But the other side of that coin is now that affects our youth teams because they don't want to get released for these tournaments. So it's a bit of a double-edged sword. In the long term, it's a very good sign, right? In the long term, it's a very good sign. Anybody asking, where can you watch? It'll be on Fox Sports 1. Okay, you can watch it on Fox 1, Fox Sports 1, Fox Sports Online, and Fubo Sports. Okay? I'm going to go over the starting lineup. Some of them you might have heard of. Some of them you might have not. So let me pull this up here and we'll go over the starting lineup. How are you guys doing? How's it been? We won a big battle against FIFA today, right? Big battle against FIFA today, and their plan to privatize the game is officially dead in the water. So that's very exciting. I need 40 million from FIFA right now. Okay, so let me pull up this starting lineup here and we can go over it, guys. Okay. By the way, thank you, the game Shizo, for becoming a member. Always appreciated. So here is the US's starting lineup. I don't think this is exactly what it's going to be here, but there's some rotation because it's the final group game. So Kane Rizvanovic, okay, 18-year-old goalkeeper from Minnesota United, is there. Christopher Cups is playing next to, he's been playing along Chris Applewhite from Nashville for the first 2 games. But today he's playing alongside Braden Dunham. Christopher Cups has not been given much time in Chicago this season. Joshua Torcato is the left back from North Texas, right? Cooper Sanchez is finally back, is finally there. He was supposed to be there from the beginning, but Atlanta wanted to keep him for as long as possible so he can learn how to fail. But now he's back with the U.S. Okay, so that's actually good for this team. Alexander Shaw from Inter Miami is in midfield as one of the 2 central midfielders. And Musindin, Javon Musindin from the New England Revolution is his partner. Jaden Contreras, okay, also from North Texas SC, is on the left. Zanti Oyarkabal, a very interesting player from Athletic Bilbao, who's more of a 10. I actually think he's going to be playing more of a 10. And I think Ruben Ramos is going to play on the right wing, but we'll have to see how it actually plays out in real time. Okay, he's been getting some minutes for the LA Galaxy so far this year. And then Colton Swan is an interesting one. He's playing for Charleston Battery. He's 19 years old. I think he's got 15 goal contributions in USL so far this year. And I've heard that some US teams, some MLS teams, are actually in for him, are trying to bring him in. So that'll be quite interesting to see how that goes. And then, I'm not going to get into the whole bench, but we do have some key players on the bench that are being rotated right now. Tristan Brown from Columbus, Chris Applewhite, Dylan Vanney. I'm not a big fan of him. Colin Gusky, lots of MLS minutes with Orlando this year. Santiago Morales, also from Inter Miami. Dino Clapia from RB Leipzig. So there's a lot of guys here that are that are just basically being rested. William Lodmel is another keeper. He plays for Sporting Club de Portugal. So we have a lot of options off the bench here. Okay. All right. Goated decisions. 1, kept Poch. 2, you and Tack keep the beards. 3, keep the undefeated Waldo jerseys. Yeah, we're going to keep, I'll keep the beard to some degree, not a full beard. I don't know about Tack. But yeah, we'll see. It looks like Poch is going to sign. I have a whole video about Poch coming out probably Monday and what he needs to do in a second cycle now that it looks like he has, signed a deal. It's not confirmed, but all the reports are that he plans to stay another 4 years. My guess is we get some kind of, official news this coming week would be my guess. Infantino, today I feel fired. Yeah, fire his ass into the sun. Thought you'd take a longer vacation, Pete. I took like 10 days. That's plenty. To be honest, that's all I need. I don't need longer than 10 days. 10 days is enough, right? And then I get another one over Christmas and New Year, and that's more than enough for me. More than enough. It's raining. They were playing in Mexico, which, by the way, is also very good for our boys to be playing in Mexico and not always playing at home. Colombia was great. Oh, game is already kicked off. Wait, what? Oh, no, they're showing Dino Clapia. They're showing the highlights from previous games. Colombia was good. It was a very interesting place. Had some great moments, some not great moments. I had a lot of fun learning about, the history and everything that's gone on there in Colombia. It is a country, from my limited understanding, it is a country that is recovering, right, from a very long period of some really rough times. And they seem to be recovering well, and tourism is really starting to become a thing that can actually break some of the cycles of craziness that they've been experiencing. But there's also a lot of pending issues, and there's still a lot of problems from, the past, which, need to be sorted out. So it feels like a country that is emerging into a whole new way of, being. And I think a big part of that is going to be tourism and art and dance. And they still have a long way to go, but I'm rooting for them, Thoughts on some of the players not singing the national anthem? Guys, I don't really have an opinion on whether or not they sing the national anthem, especially for a under-20 championship. Like, some players, they like to focus. I don't know. I don't really have strong thoughts on why they don't sing the national anthem. I think at a World Cup level, you should. For an under-20 CONCACAF Championship, I'd rather you play well in the field. That's more what I care about than whether or not you sing the anthem. I'm going to be honest. Pete, quick question. What is really going to happen to Gianni? Feels like UEFA is going to wage war on him. Yeah, he's probably going to be ousted. Either they're going to oust him before the election next year, or he's just going to be defeated in the election next year. One or the other. For anybody wondering, by the way, this game is available on Fox Sports, Fubo TV, Fox Sports 1, and Fox One, the app. Okay? My friend told me he's going to Colombia just for the women, and I was like, okay, go do you. I mean, to each their own. I was not like that. Obviously, I went with my girlfriend. We had a great time. Everybody has their reasons for why they do things. I don't know why he would go to Colombia for the women. There's women everywhere in the world, but sure, I guess. You think USMNT can win gold medal in the Olympics? I mean, that should be the goal. We have a very strong young core coming through. And if you pair them with 3 really good overage players like Chris Richards, Malik Tillman, and Fowler and Balogun, now you've got a real chance, right? For sure. It's also free to watch on Prime Video, although in Spanish. Thanks for the heads up, Digital. Yeah, so that's the other option, guys. We watch it on Prime Video. Game is about to kick off here. What's your score prediction? I don't know. Like, I have not watched any of the other teams. I was in Colombia. I didn't watch the first two games. So I'm guessing the US is going to win, but I haven't seen this Cuba team, so I can't really speak to the quality on display right now. All right, game is kicked off here. The US is in there with the dark away kit. The kit I'm wearing right now. That's what the US is wearing. What young Americans in MLS need to make moves and where should they go? I would say Peyton Miller and Xavier Gozo should be the first to go. Xavier Gozo and Peyton Miller would be the first that I think need to move. But then other than that, down the line, guys like obviously Kevin Sullivan, Adri Mehmeti, Julian Hall, guys like that also. So it's being played in the rain right now, 0-0, USA versus Cuba. Didn't Mathis Albert score the last game? Mathis Albert's not with this team. He's with Dortmund for preseason. But he did score in one of their preseason games. This is going to be a soggy pitch. This is a soggy pitch. Luca Bombino, possibly. Header, goal, 1-0. 1-0. All right, the U.S. already took the lead. 1-0. I think that's Jaden Contreras. But they do not have the names on their shirt. Let me see who number 17 is. Oh, no, it's Ruben Ramos. Ruben Ramos has been getting some interesting minutes with the Galaxy so far this season. I hope he gets more. But 1-0 to the U.S. By the way, the U.S. has still not conceded a goal in this tournament. Hopefully that can continue. So, greetings from Lehigh, Utah, Pete. Hey, Julian. How are we doing? Nice little cross here. He's very much onside. Number 2, what was he doing? Number 2 just left him wide open. Ruben Ramos with the header. Number 2 just ball watching. Dang. Pete, your thoughts on Berhalter's move to the championship and can he improve? Yeah, I mean, first of all, good for him. And by the way, I said this on Twitter and old tight shirt Twellman got really upset that I was congratulating him for trying to push himself and leave MLS. So anyways, yeah, I think for sure, I think championship is probably his level, right? I think that's probably his peak. Can he improve in terms of things like decision making and getting used to playing at a higher intensity? Yes, but he's a 25-year-old player. In terms of who he is as a player, he's not going to improve much technically, right? You are who you are at 25. You can improve decision making and things like that, but you're not going to massively improve technique, for example. Maybe a little bit, 3 to 5%. And he'll be there with Aiden Morris, and it looks like Max Arfston too, right? So at least some of our MLS lifers are choosing to not be MLS lifers, so credit to them for going and trying to push themselves. And, off the post! We almost scored again. We're playing well. Off the post. Off the post. You think there's any player here that can make the Olympic roster? Oh, yeah, potentially. Christopher Cupps is absolutely one. Cooper Sanchez, absolutely one. Some of these guys, we'll have to see how they develop. Maybe a guy like, Colin Gusky off the bench, Dino Clapija, potentially Zanti Oyarkabal, Ruben Ramos, guys like that. Pete, The Odyssey is absolute cinema, is it? I have not seen it yet. I might give it a shot. That's what I'm hearing from a lot of people. I was excited to see it. I was less excited after the trailer, but then everybody who's seen it has been raving about it. So I may just do that. I may give it a shot. Okay, is the next Argentina generation good for 2030? No. I think Argentina is going to go through a rough patch for a while. I think this generation was already old. They benefited from a lot of decisions that shouldn't have gone their way that did to even get to the final. And in the final, we saw their true quality, despite their very easy run and help from the referees. And a lot of their best players are getting older, and they do have a few young players coming through, but A, not enough, and B, not of the same level of quality. So yes, I agree with you. I don't think Argentina is going to be a contender in 2030. In fact, they may even struggle at the Copa America. Where can you watch it for free? Amazon Prime, guys. Amazon Prime. I just want to see the lineup here. Jaden Contreras was the one with the cross for Ruben Ramos. Or Yarkabal is number 18. 17 is Ramos. Colton Swan is number 19. I'm interested to see what he looks like. Christopher Cups, obviously, we know him. Yellow card for a Cuban player for a foul on Colton Swan. Ooh, that's a bad tackle. That's a bad tackle. Let's see. Pete, be careful. Argentines will insult you. Oh, they have been. Oh, they have been. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. And I've been insulting them back because those motherfuckers deserve it. Free Euro country on VPN, CONCACAF YouTube channel. Oh yeah, CONCACAF YouTube channel has it if you guys want to watch it there. Isn't the Under-17 World Cup coming up in December? November, December, yes. November, December. That's another thing that we will be keeping track of, guys. A lot of coverage coming on. Oyarzabal, like the Spanish striker who hung out and won the trophy too. Santi Oyarzabal has a similar name to Mikel Oyarzabal, but he plays for Athletic Bilbao. And plays for our youth teams as well. Cooper Sanchez is almost playing left back here, it looks like. Dylan Torquato. Number 15 is Cooper Sanchez. Cooper Sanchez looks like he's playing as like a holding midfielder, but shading very much to the left. Jaden Contreras is playing on the right. Jaden Contreras looks okay. FC Dallas product. Good work by Christopher Cups there. Or was that Dunham? Some of these guys I know. He plays for Real Sociedad. Zanti? I'm pretty sure Zanti, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure he plays. Yeah, he plays for Athletic Bilbao, guys. Athletic Bilbao. So are these just the best U20 players that were allowed to go? Yeah. There's a lot of players missing here, guys. A ton of them. I'll give you an example of some of the guys that are missing from here. Goalkeepers, Aiden, not Aiden, the Red Bull keeper, Aiden something, who just transferred to Brentford. Aiden Stokes, and then also Giorgio Di Marzi from AS Roma. Those two are not here. Defensively, in terms of like center backs, there's a ton. Andre Kurila is obviously one who should be there. Ian James from Sporting KC is one that should be there. Ramiz Hamuda should be there. That's 3 center backs right there. I'm probably missing a few more. Tyson Epsy from Orange County is somebody that should be there. That's 4. I'm trying to think if there's anyone else center back wise who I would like. Oh, Neil Pierre, duh. That's 5 center backs right there. This is a great question, and believe me, I've been keeping track of it. Hey, Pete, you remember when you did the video on how many minutes each MLS club is giving youngsters earlier this year? When can we get an updated video? Next week. I was waiting for us to hit the halftime, the halfway point of the regular season, right? So, yes, this next week, probably you will get that video. It's actually some very good news in that video. It's even better than it was a fifth of the way through the season. So just to give you a sneak peek at what we're going to be looking at. So that's 5. Then if you look at fullbacks, obviously Peyton Miller is somebody that should be there. I'm trying to think. Matthew Dos Santos as well. So Peyton Miller, Matthew Dos Santos, that's 2. Marvin Dills from Frankfurt, he's more of a winger, is somebody that could have been there. And then you go into midfield, you've also got guys like Adrien Memetzi, Kevin Sullivan, Mathis Albert, Jonathan Shore from NYCFC is a guy that could have been there. Trying to think who else. So I'm a little bit jet lagged right now, so my brain is not working as well. Cavan, obviously. Julian Hall, obviously, is a guy that could be there. Justin Ellis from Orlando could be there. So you're talking about a lot of guys. Even Xavier Gozo, technically eligible. Snyder Brunel, thank you. Snyder Brunel. Yeah, their clubs did not release them because a lot of them are getting minutes for their MLS clubs, right? Pedro Soma technically could be there as well. So there's a lot of guys that could be there. I'd say 20 to 25 guys. This is probably our C team. All right. So far, 1-0 up over Cuba. We still have not conceded in this tournament, and I would like that to continue. Christopher Kupp's playing quite well, I have to say. It's really a shame that Chicago Fire is not giving him more minutes. They might give him more minutes towards the second half of the season now that their guy went down injured, their South African defender, Mbokali. I think he went down injured. So he might get more minutes. But I'm going to just say something about Chicago. I think Greg Berhalter made a big, big mistake bringing in Lewandowski. Luka Moisa for sure. Cooper Sanchez is here. Cooper Sanchez is starting right now. Luka Moisa from RSL is another one for sure. Oluwefu Makanya got his wish signing for Rangers. I say good riddance since he had a bad attitude in Philly. Well, yeah, and also it gives Neil Pierre minutes, right? Now Neil Pierre gets some minutes to do, hopefully, and from what I've seen, he's been showing really well at Philly. In, one game, okay, fine. But let's, continue to see how he looks tomorrow, right? I think that Chicago had some momentum going, and bringing in Lewandowski pissed off Hugo Kuipers, who then asked for a release. He wanted to leave. And Berhalter does not know how to handle players, so I am not surprised. Then they've taken 2 L's since they started the season again. And I think they're going to struggle for the rest of the season. Yeah, this rain is crazy, but I like this for our boys, guys. I like this. I want them to play outside the U.S. in away games, in more difficult environments. We really need our young players to have a better mentality. We really do. So I like this. I like that's being played in Mexico. Apparently the Gold Cup might be played in Mexico too. We'll see if that gets confirmed. The rain, oh my God. Also, how was Colombia? Colombia was great, man. It was a lot. We didn't have a lot of downtime. It was nonstop, go every day. And it's a beautiful country that's emerging, has emerged, but is still very much kind of emerging from some very dark times. And I think it's a sort of in flux right now. It could go either way. They might have some political instability because of the latest election results. And there's still a lot of problems, but I think they are very much trying to get away from a very dark past for the last several hundred. Oh my God, Cuba. Good save. Great save by the U.S. keeper. Very good save. Not sure what that defending was. Block it. Good block. Clear it. Jesus, you guys. That was a really good save here. Yeah, Duran Ferri, I don't think is eligible for this because he turns 20 this year. So I don't think Duran Ferri is eligible. Aiden Hezrikani is another one. Yep. Matthew Dos Santos, Andre Carrilla, Maxi Carrizo, another good shout. Pedro Guimarães. Yeah, that's 3 left backs that are eligible that weren't there. Peyton Miller, Matthew Dos Santos, and Pedro Guimarães, all eligible, right? That was a really good save by Rizvanovic, who's the captain. Rizvanovic. Come on, we need to score again. Don't let Cuba start to build any momentum here. And also another question for you. Will we get a video about the new Full America Boro? Probably not. It's just, I'm glad those guys are all pushing themselves, but neither of them are real senior team contributors going forward, or shouldn't be, rather, right? I'm more interested in the youth, not guys who are already in their mid-20s, who are essentially, they are who they are right now. I'll root for them, and good for them for leaving MLS and going to, the championship. But like, even for us, should we be even bringing championship players in the future to World Cups? I don't think so. And particularly those players that are there. I don't mind a young player going to the championship. Oh, slipped. Keeping the ball. Thank you, Average Joe. Thank you. I'm going to do a transfer rumor video soon, guys. I'm going to do a transfer rumor video soon. Who was the right back there, and how did Christopher Cupps not say goal side of his men? I was showing the replay on the attempt from Cuba. This rain is crazy. Keepaw. Who's Keepaw? What did I say, Keepaw? About who? Yeah. Oh, here comes Cuba again. 1v1. By the way, that was not good grab by Rizvanovic. That was not Christopher Cupps earlier. It was his partner, Dunham. It was his Dunham. Gary Kleiben blocked me years ago. He blocked me years ago. Okay, Cooper Sanchez here, playing in through midfield. All right. Ruben Ramos, Dylan Porcato, Colton Swan. Wow. Oh, good work, Colton Swan there. Down the right. This rain is wild, but I kind of like it. It's what our boys need. Pete, when do you think you would make a video on Copa America and Olympics simultaneous rosters if you do it? So I'll probably do an Olympic roster prediction this month. I'm not going to do a Copa America roster prediction until they actually announce it officially that the U.S. is going to be participating. Are most of these kids dual nats? No, most of them are actually not dual nats. Ruben Ramos, I'm sure, has Mexico eligibility. I'm trying to think who else here. Cooper Sanchez might. I'm not sure. I don't think so, though. Alexander Shaw is Colombian dual nat. But guys, a lot of these guys are not going to be like senior team players. This is like our C team. This is our under-20 C team playing right now. So it's very, their job right now is just to get the job done and qualify for the Under-20 World Cup, get some valuable experience playing in Mexico, hopefully try to win this whole tournament. Contreras is Honduras eligible. Yeah. I'm sure Rizvanovic with a name like that is eligible for somebody else too. Rizvanovic, Russian, Ukrainian, Polish. Anybody have any information on Rizvanovic? Any Minnesota fans here? Okay, Ruben Ramos muscled off the ball in the box. That'll be a goal kick for Cuba. Ruben Ramos for sure is a dual nat. Yeah. Oh, Bosnia. Dang it. Not Bosnia. Not Bosnia. All right, Cooper Sanchez here. Nice work. Yeah, of course I am. Of course I'm still mad at him. And not just that. Then he went and had a big goof game in the All-Star, MLS All-Star game. Was literally standing inside his goal trying to make saves. I'm sorry, this fucking Harvard boy I don't want him in the national team. The problem is we don't have a lot of other options, right? Matt Turner's not any better, but I'd say just go young. For this camp, fucking leave Matt Freese and his wide-eyed, like deer in headlights Harvard look away. Just keep him away. Bring in some younger guys. Take Brian Schwake, Chris Brady, right? Maybe even give Patrick Schulte a shot again. Just give it to some of the younger guys. Duran Ferree. Heck, if Diego Cochin is playing for, which he is, by the way, playing for Lyngby in the Danish Superliga, just bring him. Bring him. Bring the young guys. There's 4 friendlies in September, October, which we will also cover, right? So just bring the young guys. Yeah, leave off Tim Ream. Tim Ream should never be called up again. It should be done. Finished. Prescott is 16 years old and has never played professional soccer in his life. He's also with Germany's under-16 team. And if you look at Germany's goalkeeping situation, I don't think we have a chance. I don't think we have a shot at Prescott, guys. I really don't. Oh, attempted cross. Flicked on to nobody. Still 1-0. Pete, did you see Cochin's debut? I saw the highlights. I didn't watch the full game. I didn't even know where to watch it, to be honest. Where did you watch it, Chris? And if so, where did you watch it? Where can you watch the Danish Superliga? Did you have to go to some sketchy stream? Pete, what do you think of Colin Reese being unhappy about Poch coming back? Well, it's not just Colin Reese. It's also Doug McIntyre and Alexi Lalas are also unhappy about Poch coming back. As far as Colin Reese goes, that man has been unhappy since he's been watching the channel. So I don't really care whether he's happy or not. He won't be happy until Andrew Farrell and Bobby Wood are back on the national team. So I don't really care how Colin Reese feels. As far as Timbers fan yelling American reject at Luna, good. That's normal in most of the world, right? You're just giving shit, giving the opponent shit. And that's when you can give him shit about. So good. Good. Look, it's some of the tamest atmospheres in the world are in MLS, right? So any attempt to make it slightly more uncomfortable for the opponent, even if it's just a few hipsters drumming and going, American reject, dump, 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 dump. To be honest, that's so vanilla already. Like anybody getting mad at that is absurd. That is such a vanilla, chant. But yeah, I'm all for any attempt to try to make the opponent uncomfortable in soccer. It's just part of the game. It's heritage. It's football heritage, as Jose Mourinho would say. And again, please, that's nothing. That's nothing. All right. No, J395 says, hey, P, would you bring Pierre to the next camp since it's an extended one just to get that competitive environment under his belt? Yeah, why not? Why not? Right? If he keeps playing well for Philly, the camp is not until the end of September, right? So he's got about 6-7 weeks. Why not? Bring him in, give him an opportunity. It's friendly games. I would probably focus more on guys. Look, he's not ready to start in competitive games for the US, and that's fine. But you can bring him into camp, right? Bring him into camp. I don't know if Poch is going to defer to MLS, though, and not bring some of these young MLS players into camp while their MLS teams are trying to make the playoffs. That's the issue, right? If they're trying to make the playoffs, Poch may not call in some of these young guys, which would be really stupid. Really stupid. But we'll see what Poch does. Colton Swan. All right. Not a great touch there from number 8. Who's number 8? Shaw. Yeah, I've not been a big fan of Alexander Shaw. I'm going to be straight with you guys. So yeah, I would definitely bring some of these younger guys. We'll have to see what Poch does. Contreras. All right. Shot. Blocked. Still in. That will be a corner for the U.S. That'll be a corner for the U.S. But yes, in so many words, I would 100% bring in what's his name? I would 100% bring in Neil Pierre, especially if he keeps playing well in MLS. If there is expanded rosters to 50 players, how many World Cup players would you want on the team? Wait, what? What are you saying? If there is expanded, why would they expand rosters to 50 players? How many World Cup players would you want on the team? Which team? Albert, I might need a little more clarification on this question. I don't really understand it. What are you trying to say? 50 players in Nations League? Are you talking about a provisional roster? I'm confused. Give me a little bit of clarification here. Guys, you can watch it on Amazon Prime in Spanish. Apparently, you can watch it on the CONCACAF YouTube channel if you have a VPN. Otherwise, you can watch it on Fox Sports 1, Fox 1, the app, Fubo TV. Those are your options. Pete, did your view on FIFA change? What do you mean? My view on FIFA was always the same. It's a corrupt piece of shit organization that's ruining the game. Oh, it's also on VIX, apparently. You can watch it on VIX. All right, so the U.S. currently at 1-0. Pete, thoughts on the mic'd up MLS fan cringe? So cringe. So cringe. MLS cannot get out of their own way. Oh, almost a good cross for the U.S. It's in the box. Shot. Goal. Goal. 2-0. Cooper Sanchez. Oh, no, it's Shaw. Alexander Shaw. Who's number 8? Yeah, Alexander Shaw. Good shot. Good shot, Alexander Shaw. 2-0. Still no goals conceded, guys. Still no goals conceded. 2-0. Inter Miami prospect. Pete, just joined the stream. Hope you had a nice trip to Colombia. Did you see any games? Yes. Yeah, I did. I saw a Copa Sudamericana game between, who was it? It was between Santa Fe in Bogota, and they were playing Caracas FC from Venezuela. So I went to their the big stadium there that they have in Bogota, and I watched that game, and it was a lot of fun. Great atmosphere, decent quality. To be honest, for Copa Sudamericana, decent quality. P, what I mean is when FIFA tried to sell the World Cup, it didn't change my view so much. It just confirmed what I already thought, right? That Infantino and most of FIFA are garbage, human garbage. Copa Sudamericana is South America's version of the Europa League. Yeah, exactly. It's the second tier competition. So I thought it was pretty good, actually. I thought there was some pretty decent quality for this, for the second tier of CONMEBOL. The fans were great. The ultras were fun. It was really good. I had a great time. We need to finish with higher goal difference than Mexico to take top spot. No, Mexico's not in our group. Mexico's not in our group. Pete, the super chat question was about 50-man rosters for friendlies, which I don't think I've ever heard rumored and hope to never see. Yeah, there's no way we're ever going to get 50-man rosters. At most, maybe 30. At most, maybe 30. Oh, the bracket is ranked across all groups? Oh, they're seeded in the knockouts. We want to get top spots because we go straight to the quarterfinals, right? We go straight to the quarterfinals, and I think if you win that quarterfinal game, then you're qualified for the Under-20 World Cup. If we don't win this, I'm somehow blaming Freeze. Okay, let me look here at the groups. Table. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's a ton of groups. 4, 8, 12. Yeah. There's 3 groups, 12 teams. So basically, 8 will make the quarterfinals. So would the best group winner play a third place team? I'm trying to understand this. Do the top 3 teams, let me look this up. Let me look this up here. 2026 CONCACAF Under-20 Championship format. Here we go. All right. Group stage. 12 teams are split into 3 groups of 4, playing a single round robin. The group winners, runners-up, and the 2 best third-place teams advance to the knockout phase. Okay. So that's so basically, yeah, the top 2 teams from each group, and then 2 of the third-place teams advance. An 8-team single elimination bracket featuring quarterfinals, semifinals, and a final is the knockout stage. Seedings rank group winners 1 to 3, runners up 4 to 6, and third place teams 7 to 8. So all that really matters is that we're in 1 to 3, right? So you could potentially play a third place team. That's pretty much it. It's pretty straightforward. If you win, you could play a third place team. 2 of the group winners would play a third place team. So if we look at the 3 first place teams right now, it's us, Mexico, and Canada. No surprise there. We have a much better goal difference than Canada. Right now, we're at +8, and Canada is at +3. Right? So the chances of Canada leapfrogging us are, and we're only 30 minutes in, right? So we still have another, 45, 15 hour to go. Yeah, we should try to ratchet up our goal difference. So then if we're in the top 2, we would play a third place team and hopefully win that and then just qualify for the Under-20 World Cup, right? Mexico have a +9 goal difference. They finished with +9. So we need to score at least 1 more to top the seedings. I think we'll definitely finish top 2. I'd be very surprised if Canada wins by 5 and we don't score any more. Yeah, we're +8 goal difference. Mexico is +9 and Canada is +3. But Canada has a game to play still. Also, Canada only has 4 points. They can't leapfrog us. It doesn't matter now, guys. Mexico and the US will play the 2 third place teams because Mexico and the US have 9. Canada only has 4. So even if they win, they'll only get 7. They can't get 9 points. So for pride, we should finish top over Mexico, but already it's decided that the US and Mexico will play third place teams. Jesse Marsh is coaching the U20s and they don't look that great. Wait, what? He's also coaching the U20s? Do they not have an under-20 coach? Oh, Canada. Are you serious? Let me see if that's true. Ooh, here comes attempted long ball from Cuba. Goes nowhere. Oh, he is coaching them. Are you serious? Do they not have? Wait, what? Do they not have an under-20 coach, guys? That's kind of sad for Canada. They're on a tight budget. I mean, they just had a World Cup. They just hosted a World Cup. They shouldn't be on a tight budget. If you can't afford an under-20 coach, come on. That's so kind of ridiculous, I'm going to be honest. They just hosted a World Cup. They should have a huge World Cup windfall right now. Because apparently it's a big tournament for the future of Canadian soccer, scoring to Jesse. According to Jesse is what you're saying. Yeah, I don't know, Jace. I'm going to do a whole video that's going to come out probably Monday on things I think Poch needs to do in his second cycle. I'm going to talk a little bit about obviously his rosters. A lot of content coming up now that I'm back from vacation, guys. I'm going to be back to at least 2 videos a week. Patreon, big shout out to Patreon, guys. Going to start covering every week. You're going to start now. We're back to getting all the goals and assists from American players in MLS, in Liga MX, in Europe, anywhere that they're playing. So you can get all of that, as well as like breakdowns of players' performances, all touch comps, stuff like that until we get back into camp. Hey, Pete, do you have your 2026 World Cup roster predictions from 4 years ago? If so, you should compare them to what actually happened. Bet there would be some crazy surprises. I could do that. And yeah, there definitely would be some crazy surprises. I never thought Tim Ream and Christian Roldan would be there for sure. But now that I kind of want to leave the past in the past. I kind of want to look forward. And I think we covered the World Cup. We looked back at it. I kind of, my content for the rest of 2026, I would like to look forward. That's going to be the majority of my content. How can we get better? What can we look forward to? Where are we going? It's sort of, solo palante, to use an old US soccer motto. Canada tied Honduras. That cannot be good. Let me see if Canada has any interesting, because I don't know. Canada's prospects were not very good. Yeah, they tied Honduras. Look at that. 1-1. I don't see any big prospects coming through for Canada. Like, none of these guys, Montreal, they're all from there's one guy at LAFC, a lot of like MLS Academy guys. I can't really speak to them. None of them are getting MLS minutes. I can tell you that right now. None of these guys are getting MLS minutes. Even the US guys are getting MLS minutes, right? Has to feel pretty positive. 300 people on a live stream for our Under-20 C team against Cuba on a Friday night in a game that doesn't really matter because we're already qualified. I agree. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out. This is awesome. I didn't know if you guys were going to. I just wanted to do this to be like, I'm back. I'm here. I'm back. Coverage will continue. I'll do a live watch along for the quarterfinal. That one will be very important because that one qualifies us for the Under-20 World Cup, right? So I'll cover the rest of this tournament until we get knocked out or until the final, right? And then you will also get more coverage just in terms of videos and stuff like that. Okay. Adam says, hey, Pete, what do you think of Arfston and Berhalter going to Middlesbrough? Do you see them getting playing time and starting? Yeah, I think so. I think they'll both start there. They'll definitely, if they don't start, they'll be off the bench, sometimes starting, sometimes off the bench. I think they'll be great. Look, the championship is a higher intensity. Even Berhalter said that, right? Berhalter even said that. Like, yeah, there's some pressure in MLS, but it's nothing like the intensity of the championship. Because quality-wise, the championship is a better team or a better league, but it's not as high as it used to be as MLS is gradually getting better. What hasn't changed, however, is the pressure and the expectation and the intensity of every single game. And it's like crazy that the MLS fanboys still won't acknowledge that. When every single player, American player who goes to Europe from MLS, all says the exact same thing. They weren't ready for the intensity of the play. Speed of play, time and space being compressed, the pressure, the intensity, the stakes, all these things that MLS just does not have, right? So yeah, I think they both will play, and kudos to them for leaving MLS, getting out of their comfort zone, right? They could stay and be like faces of the league and get promoted by the league, but no, they're pushing themselves and leaving MLS, which is a good, we always want as many of our guys pushing themselves and going to higher levels. So good for them. There's more people in the chat than at the game. That's great. Yeah, we have 317. Hit that like button, people. If you have not hit that like button already, do so. The U.S. is leading 2-0. 2-0 with goals from Alexander Shaw and Ruben Ramos. Hey, Pete, did you see the potential new MLS salary cap increase? How do you think that'll affect the USMNT prospects that play in MLS, whether it's good or bad? So, first of all, there are some teams that it doesn't matter if they increase the salary cap, they're still not going to spend. There are a lot of teams that don't spend as much as they can now. How many teams are really maxing out the salary cap right now? Not that many, right? So the owners that want to spend will spend. Now, here's the thing. Will that mean less opportunities for some Americans in MLS? Yes, but I will say this. It will be the players that aren't very good, right? Like the Kevin Sullivans and the Neil Pierres and the Adrien Memetis and the Julian Halls of the world are still going to keep getting minutes, the quality players. The ones that are not that good are not going to get as many minutes. So from a USMNT perspective, I think it's actually a good thing. It means the quality you have to be better than you are right now in order to break into some of these teams, right? And, look, some teams that will spend might not give as much opportunities to young players, and that's fine. Those young players will just go play for a different team. Like the guys from LAFC who went to San Diego and are doing very well over at San Diego, right? I didn't watch the first two games, Average Joe. I know Klapia scored 2 goals. I know he's in the Leipzig system, which is probably a good academy. I haven't seen him play, so I don't really want to comment on him, right? This number 3 here. Pete, whatever happened to 29? I don't know. I think he cashed in on a little bit of notoriety because he had some, connections to Weston McKennie. But then after he stopped getting scoops, he just didn't have anything interesting to say. No, that's not Tack, Julian Vivas. That's Mactical Tanager. He's been trying this for a while. See? That's not Tack. If Tack wants to be part of the stream, he'll message me on WhatsApp. It's not Tactical Manager, guys. Did you know 4 of our first 6 goals are actually penalties? Yeah, I did. I followed along on FOTMob. I just wasn't going to spend time watching the games from Colombia. But now that I'm here, I will. Pete, we could get a Cuba rematch in the quarterfinals if we beat them here by 4+, and if Panama, Honduras in Group C play to a draw. Oh, dang. Well, right now it's at 2-0. Mactical Tanager, please. I think he was leaking things that he shouldn't have been leaking, Julian Vivas. And then West just stopped feeding him because it was making the team look bad. It's also West was probably told to stop leaking stuff to him. And some of it, too, it was not really leaked from Weston. Some of it was just his own opinion or his, making stuff up. He was clout chasing, right? He got a taste of some notoriety because he had some thoughts during the whole Gio Reyna saga, the Berhalter Reyna saga. And so he got some notoriety, and then he just started clout chasing after that, and people could sniff right away that he wasn't. Pete, do you have a favorite club in Europe? I mean, Man United has always been my club, but it's not a very passionate relationship at the moment. It's just sort of set. We're like roommates. We're like that couple that's they're still together, but you can kind of tell the love is not there, and they're mostly just roommates, That's what me and Man United are right now. I'll be happy when they win, but I don't spend a lot of emotion. I don't emotionally invest in them that much. Let's put it that way. I asked you after the World Cup if you would cover this competition. You said no. I'm glad you changed your mind. Well, no, because I was in Colombia. But now I'm back from Colombia, and I honestly thought I'd do this stream and see how many people actually showed up. I was like, look, if 100 people show up, it's not worth it. But we have 300 plus people in the chat. Hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button if you have not already. We're almost at halftime. The U.S. is winning 2-0. Goals from Ruben Ramos and Alexander Shaw. Cross from Cuba. The U.S. clears. We still have not conceded a goal in this tournament so far. Jaden Contreras. Come on. Jaden Contreras, you can do better than that. Oh, no, that was number 7. Yeah, Jaden Contreras. Sub to you and Tax Patreon after 3+ years of watching both of y'all. Much love and keep going. Formerly George the Monkey Drummer. Well, thank you, George the Drummer. Appreciate it. And thank you to everybody who subbed on Patreon. You're going to get so much more than your money's worth, I promise. On top of being able to support the channel, you're going to get so much exclusive content. You're going to be like, how am I only paying $3 or $5 for this? Oh, the U.S. shot. Keeper saves. Almost 3-0. When will you visit Argentina, Pete? Honestly, I don't know if I want to. There's so many places that I would rather. Oh, Colton Swan saved again. Colton Swan almost scored a banger there. That would have been great work by Colton Swan. 44th minute, guys. Where is this streaming? You can watch it on CONCACAF's YouTube channel if you have a VPN, apparently. You can watch it on Prime Video, Fox Sports 1, Fubo TV, Fox 1. Those are your options. But thank you, George, the drummer. Appreciate it. P, go to a USA game in Mexico if they host the Gold Cup. If they USA games, I'm going to be streaming it here with TAC. So I'm not going to be attending USA games. That's the downside of this job, is we cover the USA games as much as possible, so we don't actually get to watch them in person. Shot from distance, very wide. Very wide. Ruben Ramos almost with another one. That was really good play by Colton Swan there. He's a big boy. He's a Duncan McGuire type of boy. Is Gonzalo Segares still the coach? Yes, unfortunately. You remember Gonzalo Segares from the Under-17 World Cup, right? The whole time just sat on the touchline looking sad. Zero charisma, zero instructions. Just like, he looks like Eeyore. That's who he reminds me of. Eeyore the donkey, if you watched Pooh Bear growing up. Winnie the Pooh. That's who Gonzalo Segares reminds me of. It's not much of a house. Not much of a donkey. That's him. It's not much of a team, but I'm not much of a coach. Great goal, I guess. I know we won by 3. Would have been nice to win by 4. Sucks that Berchimas got hurt. Hopefully he can be back. Yeah, that sucks for poor Berchimas, man. But guys, it's crazy that we're just walking through all these teams with our C team. This is how non-competitive CONCACAF is. This is practically our C team. At halftime, I'm going to give you a list of guys that were eligible, but either were not selected or released. Most of them not released. All right. Dylan Torquato. We're passing it out of the back. Long ball over the top from Dunham. And that's halftime, guys. That is halftime. Elsa, I cannot show you the game, guys. I can't show you the game. I'll get copyright strikes on YouTube if I show the game. But what if it's the USA versus Mexico in the final in the Azteca? I will still stream it on YouTube, guys. We're still going to cover the game. This is our commitment to the community, is to provide a place where we can all watch the game together on TAC's channel. And then post-game, we come here and we talk about the game and provide a place where we can hang out and talk about it and vent and celebrate and be upset, be sad, be happy, whatever it is. That's what we do. So as much as I would like to go to those games, this is our commitment to this community. Going to see Juve versus Milan in Turin, but definitely not as hype after the World Cup. Yeah, but don't go for like the Americans. Just go for, just go there to be there, to enjoy the atmosphere of a Milan-Juve game. You're probably not going to see Pulisic, right? When is it? If it's in August or September, you're not going to see Pulisic. You might see McKennie. I'm getting a little tired of sending B and C teams to every competition. No, I agree. I think in the Gold Cup, we should bring the full team. The problem with FIFA, the Under-20 Championship, is that they're not required to release players. So it's not our fault. We can try to bring certain players in, but the clubs are not required to release them. Okay? So, all right. Let's pull this off for now. And I'm going to give you examples of guys that could be on this team. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'll show you right here on FOTMob. The U20 team that could have been. All right? Let's just start with, I'm going to give you 2 separate starting lineups, okay? First, these are the U20 guys that should or could have been here, rather, but were not released. 4-3-3, freeform. Thank you. All right, so let's start. William Lodmell is there. So let's say Giorgio Di Marzi. Some of them might not even be on FOTMob. I don't even know if he's here. Yeah, here we go. Boom. Georgia DeMarzi right there. Okay, so that's the goalkeeper. Duran Fari is not eligible because he turns 20 this year. I agree, Pete, but for the Gold Cup, there's only one guy that's the main guy that doesn't need to be there, and that's Mr. Restman. Oh, I'm sorry. DeMarzi is not there. DeMarzi is not there. You're thinking of William Lodmell. Unless I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure I'm right. But I don't think DeMarzi is there. No, he's not there. It's Lucas McPartlin is the third goalkeeper. It's William Lodmell, Kane Rizvanovic. DeMarzi is not there. So he's one that could have been there. Okay. Now let's go to left back. Peyton Miller could have been there. Right? Also, Matthew Dos Santos and Pedro Guimarães. So that's 3 left backs that could have been there, none of whom were released. Okay? Pedro Guimarães was Stuttgart. And then obviously Matthew Dos Santos is with New York Red Bulls. As far as center backs go, Ian James and Neil Pierre. So that's a lot of guys right there. Right backs, I'm trying to think if any right backs were eligible because Frankie Westfield's not eligible. Oscar Verhoeven's not eligible. Luca Bombino might be eligible. It depends when he turns 20. If he turns 20 this year, then he's not eligible. Oh, he's already 20. Yeah, so Luca Bombino's not eligible. You could also play Ian James at right back, right? And you could put Ramiz Hamuda here. Bam. So you could play Ian James at right back, and you could put Ramiz Hamuda there. Okay. So that's already one right there. Oh, yeah, there's also Giovia. Giovia for sure is a good possibility. Let me read this super chat. I don't want a squad for Gold Cup. Pulley can rest. I'd rather bring a U23 squad. Also, Argentina has a player from Haiti in U17. Enzo won't be happy. I disagree. I think it's important that we reestablish our dominance in CONCACAF, and I think we need to bring our senior team. I think they need to stop feeling like the Gold Cup is beneath them, and I think that it is an important thing to get them all there. So I personally disagree with you. I think we should bring the full team. Pulisic can stay at home if you want. I mean, no, I think we should bring everybody. If you're healthy, you come and you fight for your spot. But you can also bring a lot of under-23 players, right? Kevin Sullivan, Mathis Albert, Julian Hall, Neil Pierre, Adri Memeti, etc., etc. Yeah, you could also bring Andre Kurila. This is what I'm saying. There's 2. I'm going to give you possibly two full lineups here of under-20 players that either weren't released or taken for this tournament. All right. Next one, let's go into midfield. Let's bring Snyder Brunel. Pedro Soma might not be eligible, actually, now that I think about it. Pedro, yeah, he's already 20. He's not eligible. Okay. Have to think about other midfielders. Adri, obviously. Adri Memeti is definitely eligible. Another midfielder that's eligible that could have been here but wasn't taken. Yeah, Soma is not eligible. I guess obviously Kevin Sullivan would be the guy. All right. And then Mathis Albert, Julian Hall, and then what's his name? Xavier Gozo. So look at that under-20 team. Jude Terry's also eligible, guys. He's playing with LAFC. He was also not released. Nico Shakiris is not eligible, guys. He's already 21. Okay? So that is the first starting 11. Look at that starting 11. That's a very good starting 11 that wasn't taken here, right? Let me see here. I'm pretty sure Gozo is eligible. I just want to double check. Yeah, he turns 20 next year, so he's also eligible, right? Okay, so that's 11. I want to make a second team here. A second team that could also be here, but was not taken. All right. Now, the only one is goalkeeper. I'm not sure goalkeeper wise. Oh, Campagnolo. Campan. What's his name? Zach Kemp. This guy here. From Colorado Rapids 2. Zach Campagnolo was either not released or not taken. Okay. For right back, Giovia from Real Monarchs. Okay. Left here, we can bring Andre Kirilla. All right. And I would partner him potentially with. We already brought Neil Pierre and Ian James for the other one. So I'm trying to think who else we could bring. There's that kid from Nashville, but he's here. Chris Applewhite is here. Maybe Thomas Williams. How old is Thomas Williams now? Thomas Williams. You guys help me out in the chat if you know somebody. Oh, he's too old. Thomas Williams is too old. Let me see if the guys in the chat. Oh, yeah, Epsy. Tyson Epsy. Thank you. Tyson Epsy from my own Orange County. And then here we'll go Matthew Dos Santos. Boom. All right. So again, if you look at these, a lot of them getting MLS minutes. Kirilla and Dos Santos both getting MLS minutes. Epsy playing for Orange County. And Giovia has not gotten minutes yet for RSL. Now let's go into midfield. Jonathan Shore, who's gotten a ton of minutes for they've gotten a ton of minutes for NYCFC. Maxi Mo Carrizo is another one that we should be keeping an eye on. Okay. Trying to think. Jude Terry. Boom. That's a pretty decent midfield considering that would be our under-20 B team. Okay. Now, wingers, there is this kid named Harbor Miller. I think that was him, yeah. Harbor Miller, who's been pretty much a starter for LA Galaxy all season long. Striker, you could put Justin Ellis, who I'm pretty sure turns 20 next year, but let me double check. Yeah, he turns 20 next year. And then the other winger could be Hezer Khani. Good shouts, guys. Thanks for the help. Aiden Hezer Khani. Boom. So that is 22 players, right? That's 22 players that were eligible for this team, but not brought. And that doesn't even include guys like Luca Moisa from RSL, right? That doesn't include a guy like Gabriel Wesse, who's playing in Norway. It doesn't include Malik Jakupovic for the Philadelphia Union. Finn Sundstrom, I think, is also eligible, but let me double check that from the Philadelphia Union. It doesn't include Daniel Pinter from Inter Miami, who was also not released for this. No, Sundstrom's not eligible because he turns 20 this year. Montrell Colbreth. Yep, Chase Adams, Marvin Dills. There's a ton of guys that. So again, you're looking at probably 30-odd guys that are technically eligible for this tournament that were not released. And the ones that were, so essentially our C team, is still crushing it. Yet another reason to be excited about our youth development and the direction that it's heading in. Pete, who is that guy in Germany with the last name Cobra? He's like a dual national. Cobra. I have no idea. Enzo cares about what you think, if he is happy or not. Give me a break. Oh, Argentina fan. Yeah, Marvin Dills, Chase Adams. If there's anybody else that I didn't include, also put them in the chat, guys. Because then we're probably talking about 30 guys. You know anything about Nathan Tochumba from Colorado Rapids? No, I don't. Montreal Colbreth is one. I don't know if we're going to get him. This guy's been playing for Germany's youth teams. Oh, you mean Colbreth. Yeah, it's not Cobra. It's Montreal Colbreth. He's been playing for Germany's youth teams. He said he's open to playing for the U.S. at some point, but look, if he's good enough to play for Germany, he's going to pick Germany. That's just the reality, right? That's just the reality. He's going to pick Germany. Okay, so let's put this down for a second. Guys, hit the like button if you have not already done so. And we are going to have a word from FanDuel and look at their upcoming odds here, because I think they do have some Premier League odds. Yes. All right, so look at these Premier League odds for FanDuel here. I want to talk about this. Okay. So Arsenal versus Coventry on the opening game of the season, guys. Look here. Coventry are at plus 1,300. I'm going to say this. After big tournaments like the World Cups, sometimes big teams struggle in the opening few games of the season. Why is that? Because a lot of their guys had a very long, exhausting summer. They're coming off the high that is the World Cup, and sometimes they haven't had a really good full preseason. They come in late. They come in on like staggered schedules, depending on when they got knocked out of the World Cup. And sometimes they're not fully fit, and sometimes the mentality is hard to get them going early on in the season. Meanwhile, Coventry, playing under no pressure, they got promoted. They're away, right? They're away to the Premier League champions on opening day. There's no pressure on them at all. I would not actually be surprised if they pulled a draw or even a win here. And especially at plus 1,300, that's worth throwing $5 on. Man United, Hull, plus 600, maybe. We'll see. I don't know about that one as much, but also possible. Other than that, Man City, Bournemouth. Bournemouth could absolutely beat Man City on opening day away from home. It's the first game without Pep. Bournemouth could absolutely win that game, even though they're also no longer have their manager. So that could be interesting to see. But of all of the opening game fixtures, I would say plus 1,300 in the Premier League is the one to go. All right. Pete, is Berchimas the real deal? For me, no. I've never been that impressed by Berchimas. I think that Nimfasha Berchimas was very physically developed from a young age, and that has helped him a lot at youth levels. But I don't see him as being very elite technically. Even at the Under-17 World Cup, he did not show the levels that some people think he's at. And I was not super surprised, to be honest. I hope he can develop into something, because the more talent we have, the better. But I've never been super impressed by Berchimas. Yeah, the rain has let up, guys. Second half has kicked off. Let me pull up the score here. I don't know if there's been any changes for the U.S. It does not look like there's been any changes. At least not that I can see. Oh, here come the U.S. again. Yeah, Berchimas got hurt in the last game. I hope he recovers well and can come back at some point. But I've never been as high on Berchimas as some other people are. All right, corner for the U.S. It's 2-0 to Cuba. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's raining anymore. Corner. Oh, Christopher Cups. It was a tough header. He was behind him and he had to pull back. Yeah, that was wide from Christopher Cups. It's kind of a shame he hasn't gotten more minutes in Chicago. Greg Berhalter really screwing him this season. And I'm going to be honest, I think Chicago are going to have a rough second half of the season. I think they had something decent going with Hugo Kuipers, and then they brought in Lewandowski for marketing purposes. And I just don't think Berhalter knows how to manage a guy like Robert Lewandowski. And already you've seen them lose both of their games since coming back from the World Cup. I think we're going to once more see Berhalter's terrible coaching masterclasses for the rest of the season. I still think they'll make the playoffs, but I don't think they're going to be top 3 like they were. Triple G always finds a way to fuck us. Of course he does. Of course he does. All right, guys, over 300 people hanging out. This is awesome, first of all. So thanks for being here. Secondly, hit that like button. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. And if you haven't done so yet, hit the notifications button so you know every time I release a video. It really helps the channel, guys, because YouTube, the first like 4 or 5 hours after you release your video are crucial. The more clicks and views, watch time, and click-through rate that you get, the more they push it out to other people. So if you get a notification and you can watch it in the first 4 to 5 hours, it really helps the channel. Pete, you did not tweet you have a live stream. No, I didn't. I just put it up on YouTube. I honestly didn't think anyone was going to show up for this. I was going to watch the game, so let me do a live watch along and see if anybody shows up. And we have more than 300 people here, which is awesome. So I'm probably going to do it for the rest of this tournament. If you guys want to, I'll do the quarterfinals, semifinal, however long we last in this tournament. Unless the next game is on Tuesday. Tuesday I have work, so I might not be able to do it if it's Tuesday. But if it's any other day, I'll do it. I just found you, LOL. Berlin Americano, what are you saying? You've been here for years. What do you mean you just found me? Why are we showing the moon? It's an elite view of the moon for sure. Kind of looked like AI. With notifications ahead of time, please. Oh, you want me to post it on Twitter? Okay. I'll try to post it on Twitter when I do a live stream. Usually I do. I just didn't think anyone was going to care about this one. Will TAC and you be covering the later stages of the tournament? I will. I'll cover the later stages of the tournament, so long as the U.S. is still in it, for sure. Next game is either the 4th or the 5th. If it's the 4th, I can't do it. If it's the 4th, I have work. If it's the 5th, I can. Let's hope it's the 5th. Hell yeah, bro. We ain't got nothing better to do right now. LOL. It's Friday night. You guys don't go out on a Friday? You guys don't go out on a Friday? Hit the clubs? Go out with your friends? No? We have no lives. I mean, to be fair, I'm here too. I just got back from Colombia this morning. I got home at like noon. So I took a little nap, unpacked, had a sandwich, thought I'd watch the game, keep an eye on it. And I was like, oh, let's see if anybody else is watching it. I'll do a live stream. No, I sit and watch UFU soccer. You're sickos like me, guys. You're sickos like me. Also, nightclubs are cringe. Yeah, I don't go clubbing. I'm going to be honest. I don't go clubbing. I've never enjoyed it. Even when I was quote unquote young in the clubbing, when I was like in my early 20s, I didn't like clubbing. I was like, what is the point of this? What is the point of this? You stand in line outside, usually pay a cover charge. You go into this place where it's dark. You can't even get a drink because the lines at the bar are so long. It's extremely crowded, so you can't really dance. You can't talk. The music is usually not good. So where is the fun? What fun am I having here? Now, I'll go salsa dancing, for example. I'll do something like that. But like nightclubs per se, nah. It's a Friday. Got to get down on Friday. Yeah, go get down on Friday. It's also expensive. Yeah. $21 for a drink in LA at a club. $20 just to get in, right? And then people's drunk, someone's drunk and stumbling on you. Somebody else starts a fight. You're hungry. Now the next day you're hungover because you had 2-3 drinks. The dancing's not great. I'm with all of you guys. I'm with you on that. But you can still go out and have fun. You still go out and do fun stuff. Like we were in Colombia, we went to a Cuban salsa place. That was fun. We had a great time. We're all broke and have social anxiety. Friday nights are for the YouTube and soccer. $15 for a tequila shot. Yeah, spend that money elsewhere for sure. It's not worth it. Also, better for your health not to drink, anyways. I don't really drink all that much. Better for your health not to drink. I feel like I'm a pro scout watching these youth tournaments. All right. 52 minutes. Still 2-0 for the U.S. Not really any changes. No goals conceded in this tournament so far. More than 2.5 games in. Adrian says, watching the next generation of the USMNT is greater than clubbing. Absolutely. I'd be down just to barbecue and watch games. Yeah, 100%. That's the move. Honestly, for a good time on a Friday night, what I would do, get a barbecue going, throw some meat on the grill, get some potato chips, maybe some beers, have some friends over, grill some meat, watch soccer, talk, hang out. Way more fun than clubbing, and probably ends up being cheaper. Pete, Utah is a red state. There's only so much you can do on a Friday and Saturday night. The Church of Jesus of Latter-day Saints has influence. Oh, God. Wow. Why are they telling you how to live your life? I have no problem with anyone doing what they want to do with their religion. But don't tell other people what they can do with their lives. Somebody wants to go out on a Friday night, let them go out. That's absurd. Yeah, but lo siento, Julian. Rural South Carolina hates beer and soccer. God help me. Oh, that's right. Oh, can you not get beer? What do you mean? I've been to rural South Carolina. You can get beer. What do you mean they hate beer? We should get into the spirit and make some bocaditos. Ah. Oh, almost through. Almost through. All right, Cooper Sanchez is on the ball. They haven't really created much second half. I live in Wisconsin. Beer is not a problem here. Yeah, exactly. Oh, come on, Colton Swan. What was that turn? Press? Wasn't Diego Luna a standout in this tournament, if I remember correctly? Yeah, that's where we first saw him playing in the CONCACAF Under-20 Championship in like 2022, I think it was. Yeah, summer of 2022. And then the World Cup Under-20 World Cup in 2023. Cross from Cuba, easily grabbed by Rizvanovic. Pete, I watched some USL games, and I'm more than happy to be a USL Shield. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, now that I'm back, I'm going to start going to Orange County games again. LDS should do some soaking. All right. Come on, guys, do something. We want to watch some good soccer here. All right, through Contreras with a good touch. That's going to be a goal kick, though. He's asking for a corner. Ref says no. Do you think Poch will start fresh or call up the same guys? Carlos, I think it'll be a mix. I think we'll have, obviously, you can't not call up the main guys, right? Like Richards, Freeman, A-Rob, right? McKennie, Tillman, Dest, right? Balogun, Pepe. He's going to call up all of those guys. Even Weah, he's probably, hopefully it's the depth pieces that, the depth pieces are the ones that he needs to refresh mostly. The depth pieces and also guys that can challenge some of the first team guys as they get older. That's going to be a penalty for the U.S. Ref says no. That should be a pen. Pete, you can buy beer in Utah, but I don't because I'm LDS. Honestly, better for your health. Gen Z especially is not really drinking alcohol the way that That should be a penalty. That should be a penalty. He didn't get the ball. He clipped him in the box. How is that not a pen? Yes, that should be a penalty. Hanging out here is nice after stressful work. Welcome. There is VAR. Okay, he's going to VAR. This is going to be a penalty, guys. Yes, alcohol is poison. I mean, drink it if you want, right? Lots of things are poison. Sugar is poison. Pollution is poison. Lots of things are poison. But I'm just saying, if you choose not to drink it, it's probably better for your health. The Cuban guy is saying it's not a penalty. Go look at the VAR. That's 100% a penalty. He didn't get the ball. He stepped on his foot. This is going to be a penalty. Yes. That's a penalty. Pete's right. Smoke instead. Don't smoke. Smoking is also poison. It's just a different type of poison. Yeah, I'm Gen Z and drinking is hilariously minuscule in our lives now. I drink like once every 3 months. Yeah, I don't drink that often either. Hey, Pete, if you end up going to Orange County games, can you do some vlogs? I mean, I'm not really a vlog guy, to be honest. And I do so much content on YouTube that if I go to a soccer game, I kind of just want to relax. I don't really want to have to do a vlog about it. And also, who's going to watch an Orange County SC vlog, you know? It's not really cool to drink in Gen Z, TBH. Why is the referee watching this so many times? This is so clearly a penalty. Dude, just call it already. That's a penalty. Maybe he's saying he didn't fully stomp on his foot. Let me see here. Maybe he got his foot out of the way before he stomped on it. Okay. So good touch here. He did not get the ball. He might not have stomped on his foot, actually. He might have put his foot down in front of his thing, in front of his other. He might have stomped on the grass in front of his foot, and then he went down too easily, number 18. That's quite a zoom in. That might not be a pen. That referee is waiting for bank notification. Did you guys see that kid holding up the $20 or the $1 bill for the referee when he was looking at VAR? That kid was, and the look on his face made it even funnier. I don't think this is going to be a penalty. I don't think he actually touched his foot. He didn't touch the ball, but I also don't think he clipped him. Did he touch the ball? I don't think he did. I don't think he touched the ball, but I also don't know if he stomped on the player's foot. Did he trip him? I mean, he did kind of trip him. Yeah, he tripped him. I just don't know. I could see this being a penalty. I would also not be surprised if the referee is not going to give it. Peach, I just joined. Did you talk about Poch rejoining? I'm going to do a whole video on Poch that'll come out on Monday, guys. I'm going to do a whole video on that on Monday because I don't want to talk about it now. And I want you guys to watch the video. But almost 350 people here, guys, so hit the like button. Very little contact, but he did trip him. That's fair. I wouldn't be super pissed if we didn't get a penalty, but I also wouldn't be surprised if we did. Okay, ref, make up your mind one way or another. Not a penalty. No pen. Yeah, I don't think there was enough. I mean, you could call it as a pen. I don't think it was enough contact, to be honest, to really call it a pen. Oh, boy. All right, corner. Jaden Contreras taking it. 2-0 up. Ruben Ramos and Alexander Shaw with the goals. Cleared by Cuba. Dunham, 1v1. Gives it back and they're passing the ball around here. All right, let's up the tempo a little bit here, boys. 63 minutes in. So the U.S. having a lot of the ball. I'd like to see us create a few more chances in this second half, guys. They're not creating a lot of chances, right? A lot of possession, but not really breaking down Cuba that much. A lot of subs. Yeah, let's make some subs here. Let's bring on, like, where's Dino Clapia? Let's bring him on. Let's see here who's on the bench. A lot of guys. Tristan Brown, Chris Applewhite, Colin Gusky, Santi Morales, Dino Clapia. Yeah, there's a lot of guys on the bench that we could bring on here. Cooper Sanchez with a terrible cross to nobody. Terrible cross to no one. Okay, we're making some subs here. Number 2, number 6, and number 16 are coming on. So it's Brandon Days. Brandon Days here is from Louisville. USL player. Okay. Brandon Days from Louisville. And number 6, Colin Gusky, a good midfielder from Florida, from Orlando. So that's good to see. And then who's the other one? 16? There's no 16. Number 6 is Colin Gusky. Oh, it's Dylan Vanny. Greg Vanny's kid. Greg Vanny's kid. Interesting. All right. Let's see how it's going here. See if we can get a goal after a bit of a refresh from some of these subs. Not going to lie, this feels like Berhalter ball with passing in the semicircle and putting crosses in. Yeah, we also don't have very good players. Again, this is our C team, guys. This is our C team, our under-20 C team. I don't know why he's going to Betis, Dylan Vanny. But, I mean, good for him for leaving his comfort zone, getting away from the Galaxy where his dad is the coach. He's not going to play for Betis' senior team, guys. He's not ready. He's probably going to Betis' academy. He's being loaned there. He's probably going to Real Betis to get some experience in their academy, which is, like, good for him. But from all I've seen, he's not a very good player. Has Santi been good? He's been very quiet. Now, penalty. Penalty. Contreras, it looks like, winning the penalty. Let me see here. Yep, he didn't get the ball. That's definitely a penalty. No, he did not get the ball. He just tripped him. He didn't even touch the ball. All right, so who's going to take it? Oh, Contreras is going to take it himself. Better look at VAR for 5 minutes first. Oh, he's going to go to VAR? Oh, come on, dude. What? Please stop. No, he's going to VAR. Guys, that was so clear. Oh, not again. He's going to be here for 10 minutes. Whoever said that jinxed it. He didn't touch the ball. Are you kidding? That's a penalty. Did he touch the ball? If he did, he barely grazed the ball and he tripped the player instead. That has to be a penalty. He didn't touch the ball. He tripped. That's a penalty. Come on. How many times is he going to watch this? This referee loves watching the VAR in slow-mo 65 times. I mean, look, he grazed the ball, but mostly he just tripped the player. I think that should still be a pen. I think that should still be the pen. No pen? Oh, my God. Because he slightly grazed the ball? So now it's a corner instead? Maybe his cleat barely touched the ball, guys. That's the best I can say. But that should still be a penalty. That should still be a penalty. Go on, let's score on the corner now. The VAR guy, I think, is Panamanian. I think he's either Panamanian or Costa Rican, the referee. I mean, look, it's marginal at best. What, they're saying it's not even... Wait a minute. They're saying it's not even a corner? Wait, what? How is it not a corner? You can't say he got the ball and then say it's not a penalty, so now it's not a corner either. What the hell? Either it's a penalty or it's a corner. If he got the ball, it's a corner. Dylan Contreras. Christopher Cups. Dunham. Oh, no, it's Colin Gusky. Colin Gusky. We're doing a lot down the right through Contreras. Okay. Pete, what are your thoughts on Charlie Davies saying Sebastian Berhalter's move to Middlesbrough was bad because the championship won't develop him? Did he have a better move? Like, I think everybody overrates Sebastian Berhalter. I think the championship was probably his level. I don't think he's a top 5 midfielder in the world. And yeah, but he's 25 years old. Nobody's developing him. He's 25 years old. Charlie, this is not an 18-year-old that still can, he's 25. He's a full-on professional player, and a team paid $2 million to take him to a non-top 5 league, which continues to support the idea that he's just not very good. And maybe you, Charlie Davies, are the one that is overrating him because you are an MLS cuck. Okay? All right, Charlie? Fucking CBS boys are out of their minds sometimes. All right, but back to the game. Rant over. Yeah, he's 25 years old. He's not a young player. It's the same with Patrick Aguimang. People are like, oh, he's a young player. No, he's not. He's 25 years old. He's not a young player. He's entering his prime. Ridiculous. Oh, he's not going to develop him. He's a championship player at best. And good for him. Could still a step up from MLS. So we should be celebrating because he did a good thing. He left his comfort zone and he went to the championship, which is a higher level than MLS. And he's going to get exposed to a different kind of intensity. Even he admitted that. But these MLS cucks on CBS, just every time they open their mouth, they say something stupid. And it's not even stupid. It's like designed to shill for MLS. All right, Contreras here. Cuts it back. He's going to shoot. Wide. Wide. What do you think of the Scuffed podcast? Wow, that's a loaded question, Julian. I have a long and fraught history with the Scuffed podcast. I actually enjoyed listening to them after the Cuba failure. Long before I became a content creator, I enjoyed listening to the Scuffed podcast as they were talking about prospects and whatever. But as we got more into the Berhalter era and I became a content creator, they would get very upset at me for saying that certain MLS players should not be on the national team. Sebastian Lletget was the first real fight I had with them. And it wasn't even with Adam or Vince, who are the main two guys now. It was with that other guy from Iowa, whose name I forget. He was trying to tell me that Lletget should be there when Lletget was playing like shit. And then we started a whole thing on Twitter, and I have not liked them ever since. And they try to shit on me whenever they can. I do not care. I stopped listening to them a long time ago. I agree with them on some things, but mostly I think they're very vanilla like soccer boys. That's my honest take. I know they were in with like Matt Doyle. They had him on the podcast a lot. They wanted to be mainstream. And so a lot of their takes were very mainstream and very shilly. I don't know what they're like now because I haven't listened to them for a long time. Good for them for having their podcast, and I'm sure they have a great audience, and that's fantastic. They're not for me. I think their opinions are largely status quo, pro the status quo. Thoughts on Zidane taking France and Klopp Germany? I mean, Zidane did really well with Real Madrid, right? So I'm curious to see what he's going to do with the French national team. Klopp is the best possible hire Germany could have gotten. It's a huge coup for them. A huge coup. They should be favorites to win the Euros with Klopp. Or one of the favorites, right? Like a top 5 team to win the Euros just because of Klopp, right? In the way that Pochettino's elevated us, Klopp elevates Germany. Matt Doyle's name keeps coming up. Who the fuck is that? And why does everyone hate him? LOL. Oh, God. Black dresses. World Cup. People who came here after the World Cup. You don't want to know. Matt Doyle was an MLS employee for a long time who overhyped MLS, thought MLS players were the best, and got mad at fans for having standards, was a Berhalter lover, loved to suck Berhalter dick whenever he could, shit on fans who didn't like Berhalter, and block him. I was blocked by Matt Doyle a long time ago. And then, goal, 3-0. 3-0 from a corner. 3-0. Number two would be who? Brandon Days from Louisville City, USL prospect. Jimmy and Davies calling Berhalter and Agyemang young, but we're hating on Gio and Musa calling Ayag they're not young and washed. Yeah, that guys, that's CBS for you. They're going to be an MLS shilly podcast. They're controlled opposition. CBS was actually brought here to try to compete with me and TAC and take views away from us. I know this for a fact. So, sometimes they try to say things to be like, no, we're on the fan side. They try to pretend to be on the fan side, but at their very core, they're all like MLS shills. They're all shills for the establishment and shills for MLS. They're controlled opposition. Just enough opposition sometimes that you think, oh, they're not really that shilly. But actually, when you dig a little deeper, mega shills. Mega shills. We have a 3-0 win in all 3 games if this stands. Yeah, we do. Yeah, 9 goals scored, 0 conceded. So now this puts us on par with Mexico at +9. And didn't Mexico get a red card? So that means the next goal difference would be the same, right? Let me see here. I think this actually puts us at the top seeds now. Yeah, because we're 9 points with +9. Scored 9, 0 conceded. Mexico's also scored 9, 0 conceded. But then I think it goes to fair play. And so now Mexico has a red card, right? Wild, because CBS doesn't even have MLS rights. You don't need to have MLS rights to shill. They're establishment boys. They're all establishment boys, right? Charlie Davies, Jimmy, Tony, they all played. They all want bigger jobs at U.S. Soccer. They're not going to get them. That's why they're stuck doing a YouTube channel. But they get to go on their, CBS stream sometimes and talk a little bit, and that's fine. But I know for a fact these guys are all they're only going to say things that really promote the federation, and they'll just be controlled opposition. They were brought to the YouTube space to compete with me and TAC because US Soccer and MLS were very unhappy that me and TAC were getting a following and people were actually agreeing with us. Shot, goal, 4-0. Now we're definitely top of the seeds. 4-0. Definitely top of the seeds now. 4-0. 4-0. Let's see, who was it? It's number 3. Who's number 3? Am I missing someone here? Oh, Torquato. Dylan Torquato. Joshua Torquato. Josh Torquato. 4-0. Now we're definitely top. And we're doing this with our C team, guys. This is our under-20 C team doing this. Slushy1, how did you find out they're conspiring against you? Let's just say that I have sources. I can't tell you who they are, but I hear things from people who exist in certain organizations and tell me what is being said behind the scenes. All right, 4-0, left back Golazzo. How much do the actual players and coaches up the rung in the USMNT know about you and TAC? Players, we've interviewed some of them and we've talked to some of them. They do know us. But they don't really care too much about, like, they don't care what we say. They're not mad at us if we say things about them, at least not to my knowledge. The people that are really mad at us are people in the Federation and especially people in MLS. Especially people in MLS. They really hate us. Marcus Chirez is in the Scuffed podcast. Yeah. I think Marcus does some good work scouting some young players. It's good that our community has infiltrated the USSF. Yeah, it has. Trust, TAC and I were low-key somewhere between bribed and threatened by somebody at US Soccer in person. It was like a movie, guys. I felt like I was in a mob movie. We were literally brought to a game by the Federation. And I don't think the Federation intended to do this necessarily. They brought us and we went there and we enjoyed. It was in Austin. And then a certain employee of the Federation that's relatively high up came to us and he was like, hey, like, in that you get that really slimy feeling from somebody, hey, so it's really great having you guys here, gestured, like, look around. Isn't this nice? And we were like, yeah, thanks for bringing us. By the way, US Soccer said they would reimburse me for that game and never did, but that's a story for another time. Very incompetent. So this guy goes, so yeah, I just wanted to talk to you guys and be like, yeah, do you guys want to have a relationship? And we were like, I mean, sure, we'd love to have a relationship with the Federation. And I said to him, but we're not going to change what we say just because we have a relationship with you guys. And, and so the response was, yeah, no, of course. Yeah. We like criticism. We love it, actually. Yeah, it's big. It's good. Criticism's great. I love criticism. Oh, the U.S. is about to score. Colton Swan, 5-0. 5-0, Colton Swan. 5-0. 5-0. Yes, they did give us women's kits. Yes, they did. Colton Swan. Swan was subbed off. It's Colin Gusky. I think that's Colin Gusky, right? He looks like Colton Swan from the distance. It's Colin Gusky from Orlando. Nice little run, cuts it, and finishes 5-0. Not even close. Oh, it's Vanny. That's Dylan Vanny. Damn. I don't even know what these players look like. Colin Gusky set him up. Oh, that's Dylan Vanny? Interesting. He looks like that kid from Harry Potter. He looks like one of the Harry Potter brothers. All right, 82 minutes, 5-0, guys. 5-0. Yeah, why can't we get last names on the jersey? These guys are not even professional players. Where am I supposed to watch them? MLS Next Pro? I can't watch MLS Next Pro. I have a life. Okay, anyways, so let me finish the story. Yeah, his dad coaches the LA Galaxy. Dad coaches the LA Galaxy. Who scored the fourth goal? Here. Fourth goal was Dylan Torquato. So Ruben Ramos, Alexander Shaw, Brandon Days, Dylan Torquato, and Vanny. Should accept their offer and be an undercover agent, Pete. No, but they're not going to give you anything you actually want to know. They might give us some news to break, but then you have to say the right things and advocate for the right things, and we're never going to do that. Anyways, let me continue with my story while this game sort of peters out. So he's like, yeah, no, we love criticism. Criticism's good. We love it. And he just, he had that vibe of like that slimy car sales agent who's like, put his hand on your shoulder too much when he's trying to get you to buy a car. And he's like, yeah, hey, thanks for coming in. And they get that weird sort of slimy tone in their voice. Excited to have you here. Yeah, let's take a look at some cars. We could be friends, you and me. It's great. Like that sort of tone. So he's doing that. Yeah, no, we love criticism, and then he does that for a minute or two, and then he goes, but sometimes I think there's a line, just don't cross the line. And I was like, all right, let's try to be more specific here. What would you say is crossing a line? And he goes, yeah, I don't know, I think, there's some things that are crossing. He was like not specific about it. He was like, sometimes, there are just some things that you say. And, like I think, Berhalter, for example, in the last cycle, because this was in Berhalter's second cycle, you guys wanted him to, to do certain things. And reality is, wasn't they, the players that you wanted, they weren't ready. And now they're ready. And it's all going so well. It was not going so well. And he goes, yeah. And so, it's just like, I think your perspective on it needs to be more respectful of Greg Berhalter. And I was like, the last thing that Greg Berhalter needs is more respect. But then he wouldn't give us any like clear thing on what was crossing the line, right? So he goes, so finally I asked him, I'm the one that put it out there. I go, let's say we play a game and Berhalter gets out coached and I call him a moron on YouTube after the game. Would you say that's crossing a line? He does that jowly thing. Well, yeah, I'd say that's definitely crossing a line. And Tack just looks at him and goes, Alexi Lalas called me a moron last week. Like, that's really not that big of a deal. Shot, save. Another save by the Cuban keeper. And so we were like, well, we're happy to have a relationship with you guys, but we're not going to soft pedal what we say or change our opinion to satisfy anyone at US Soccer. And then the conversation kind of ended there. And later after the game, it was that Trinidad and Tobago game where even though we were up one man for like 87 minutes, 80 minutes, we ended up 3-0. And he texted us after the game being like, hey guys, the performance doesn't even matter. All that matters is the result. And I was like, already you're trying to propagandize us. So we just never had a relationship with him again. Already trying to tell us how to feel and trying to tell us that the performance didn't matter and all that mattered was the result. And I was just like, oh my God. So that was our little experience with US Soccer. And as you might have guessed, we were never invited back. Also, we didn't want to go back. We'd much rather cover the games on YouTube than get a free ticket. That's just the truth. Okay. Musk launched another rocket. Sky is all squiggly. Where are you, Steven? Are you in LA? Doesn't he launch his rockets from Long Beach? Or does he launch them from Texas now? Please name this person so I can cyberbully him. No, I'm not gonna name him. Somebody high up in US Soccer. Relatively high up. Not like big three, but like high up for sure. I was actually quite amused. It was like the most on the nose. I felt like I was in a scene, like an audition scene. Like I was in a movie where you're being like threatened and bribed simultaneously to try to get a certain outcome. That's what it felt like to me. I think that the straight red card covered the game when you and Tack were there. Yeah, straight red card did the live watch along because Tack and I were in Austin for that game. And after that, we talked and we were like, we don't want to do this again. We'd rather cover the game on YouTube. Was it the turd in the background? It was not the turd in the background. That would have been even funnier, though. You should have played the slimy roll back. No, because I'm a straightforward person. I'm going to say what I think. Did you feel like someone was trying to... No, it wasn't JT Batson. We didn't really interact much. JT Batson said hi, but he was like quite busy and running around. So we didn't actually interact much with JT. But it wasn't Batson, I can tell you that. P, you need to go to more live games and support the USMNT. I feel like the work that I'm doing on YouTube is doing more to support the USMNT than showing up for a game and just going, hey. I feel like growing the community is more how I support the USMNT than just attending a game. It was Triple G himself. Can you imagine? Greg. They would not let us near Greg. In fact, after the game ended, they kept me and Tack back in the suite until Greg left the field because they wanted to be sure there was no chance we could say anything to Greg. Greg talks about himself in third person. Got to go to the games to create and improve the fan chants. No, you're not even allowed to improve the fan chants. If I start a real chant, I'll get shouted down by the American Outlaws. It was not Greg's brother. No, Greg's brother was not in U.S. soccer at that time. Maybe Claudio has been whispering the negatives into your ear all along. You're here watching a U20 game with us. Definitely doing more than just about anyone for the USMNT fan community. Thank you, Kevin. I hate watch Chicago because of Greg. I don't hate watch them because I have soft spot for Chicago, but it is a little bit satisfying when Chicago loses, for sure. Guys, hit the like button if you have not already done so. It's 89 minutes. The U.S. is winning 5-0. Did Mexico bring their A team? I'm not plugged in enough to Mexico's under-20 player pool to know if they brought the A team or not. Maybe somebody who is here can let us know. Keep guessing names. If he doesn't acknowledge your comment, you got it right. Let's just say this. If someone guesses the right name, which I don't know if you guys will know him, I'll scratch my nose. I'll scratch my nose if somebody actually guesses his name right in the comments. 6 minutes of added time. That was all from the VARs. It was all from the VAR reviews. Let me actually pull this off and do a watch. Now I actually need to itch my nose. Let's take a look at the Patreon. That was not me itching my nose, by the way. That was literally me. Like, it has not been named. Matt Freese. Matt Freese. Is he still on the USSF board with Matt Freese? Let me see. Okay, so this is the Patreon. If you guys have not heard about it before, which a lot of you have, this is an example of the sort of extra content that you get on Patreon. Mathis Albert highlights versus Oberhausen. Recorded live streams. We do live Q&As exclusively on Patreon. Obviously, breakdowns every single game. And on Monday, if any of the prospects score or assist in MLS this weekend, or even for preseason in Europe, I will put, I'll give the goals and assists on Patreon. So you can check it out, guys. There is a $3 option, a $5 option, an $8 option, and a $20 option. It helps to support the channel, and you get a ton of extra content. All right. We are in extra time here. The American Outlaws won't let me do the Seminole War chant. What's the Seminole War chant? No, it wasn't Jimmy Conrad. It wasn't Jimmy Conrad, guys. Jimmy Conrad's not in the Federation. It was somebody in the Federation. I don't think a lot of you guys know him. It wasn't Cameraman. It wasn't Michael Cameraman. I don't think you guys know him. He's in there. He works for U.S. Soccer, but he's not somebody that's like regularly their name is thrown around. Let's put it that way. Was it Matt Freese is on the board? What's the Seminole war chant, Wes Smith? Pete, do you know when Poch will officially sign? I have no idea. I have no idea. It was not a former player, no. When Poch will officially sign. We don't know. My guess is we might hear something this coming week. That's my guess, but I have not heard anything official. I'm driving through Camp Pendleton on my way to Encinitas. He launches from Vandenberg. Gotcha. Camp Pendleton, that's not too far from me. Was it the Redcoat? Who's the Redcoat? Oh, yellow card for a foul. Oh, it's the tomahawk chop. Does $3 get you everything? If so, what amount gets you everything on the Patreon? I would say the $5. Oh, we got it. Somebody got it. I would say $5 is the best one because $5 you get the post-game breakdowns for the senior team and for the U20 World Cup and Under-17 World Cups as well. You get the weekly goals and assists from all players for their club teams. You get the player comps. You get scouting reports, and you get the live streams, the Q&A live streams. So I would say that is the best one. I scratched my nose, guys. I'm not going to confirm or deny the name, but I'm going to I just scratched my nose for it. No, it wasn't Brett. Brett brought us there. Brett's great. You guys see Brett here. Brett is a great dude. Also, Brett's not in U.S. soccer. All right, guys. We're 4 minutes into 6 minutes of added time. The U.S. not only won their group, but had the most impressive goal difference of everybody. So now we're going to face a quarterfinal. And that quarterfinal game is going to be against, I don't know who it's going to be against yet because there's still more games to play in the final group. It's either going to be on the 4th or the 5th, apparently. If it is on the 4th, I can't do a live watch along for it. If it's on the 5th, I will do a live watch along for it. Okay? Pete was going to say for everyone to join the Discord server, but don't see it on the description this time. But yeah, everyone is welcome to join. It should be on the Discord, on the description. Yeah, it's called the Tactical Yanks. If you go to any other video, it should be in the description. It's on Discord. It's called Tactical Yanks. You guys can check it out. I'm not really on it, to be honest, that much. I'll show up once in a while, but it's more for the community. But yes, thank you, Rogelio, for doing that. Rogelio is one of the mods, and he does a great job there. All right, game should be over any minute now. I want to know if it's going to be on either the 4th or the 5th. USMNT Under-20 schedule. Does anybody know if our game is going to be on the 4th or the 5th? Someone's saying Mexico's playing on the 5th. Are you guys still doing the Tactical Yanks podcast? No, we stopped that a while ago. Oh, we're playing on the 4th. If we're on the 4th, I can't do it because I have work stuff on the 4th. I have work stuff on the 4th. So I won't be able to do it if it's any other day. But then I'll come back for the semifinal, guys. I'll come back for the semifinal. All right. Thanks for hanging, guys. That was fun. Hit that like button if you haven't hit it already. Thank you to FanDuel for being a sponsor of the channel. And thank you to all the Patreon who keep this channel going. I appreciate you guys more than you know. All right. Have a great one. Video dropping Monday about what we should expect from Poch in the second cycle. All right. See you guys soon.